Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what is the purpose of using constructors in Java? Let me answer this question with practical demonstration. First of all, the straightforward answer for this question, that is, what is the purpose of using constructors in Java is, constructors simplify the process of initializing the class variables for each and every object. Okay, what does that mean? You see, when you create object for a class, okay, using that particular object reference, you have to initialize the variables of that particular class, and this process has to be done for each and every object that you are going to create for the class. Each and every variable in the class has to be initialized for each and every object that you are going to create for the class. There are multiple ways of initializing the class variables for each and every object in Java programming, but the best and simplified way of the best and simplified way of initializing the class variables for each and every object in Java is possible with the help of constructors. Okay, so as part of the practical demonstration, I'm going to show you the multiple ways of initializing the class variables for each and every object of the class without using the constructors first. After that, I'll show you what is the advantage of using constructors and how does it simplify the process of initializing the class variables for each and every object of the class in Java. Okay, so let's get started with the practical demonstration to get a better understanding of this answer for this particular interview question. For that, I'll switch to Eclipse IDE. Here we have a package already created, constructors. Under this package, I'm going to create a class. I'll just name this class as car class. Click on finish. Inside this class, I'm going to create some variables and some methods. You can create hundreds of variables, hundreds of methods inside this class, but I'm going to create only few variables and few methods, like for example, string model, string, okay, string company, otherwise string company, string model. Like this, I'll create some variables for this car class. Similarly, I'll create some sample methods. That is public void start car. This will start the car. And here I'll write down system.out.println. Here I'll write down double quotes car having model, that is plus model and car having the otherwise company plus company, this particular company variable, and price plus price here has here model, right? Model, and this model has started. Okay, similarly I'll write down public void stop car, system.out.println, car having, same thing as car having company, which company, this company, okay, and yes, space should be there, space, no need of any space, and model, which model, this particular model, okay, and this particular model has stopped. Like this, some sample variables and methods I created inside the car class as a template. There are two variables and two methods, guys. Car having the company, and model has started. Car having the company, and model has stopped. Okay, like this, I created some two variables and two methods. Okay, now if you want to, guys, create object for the car class, let's say I'll create a class here. I'll just name this class as some demo class containing some main method. Let's create a main method here, that is main, control space you say and press enter. The main method code will automatically come. Okay, now if you create an object for the car class, how to create an object for the car class? Star car, let's say some Honda Amaze car I will take, HAMZ is equal to new car. Like this, one of the object I created. If I want to use this object reference of this car class, okay, I created one object, guys, and using the object reference of this particular object of the car class, what I will do, I'll initialize this class variables. Okay, without using the constructor, I'm initializing the class variables. That is, hamz.company is equal to, the name of the company is Honda company, Honda, and the model hamz dot model is equal to which model? Amaze model. Amaze model. Okay, like this. Now hamz dot start car, hamz dot stop car. Here I initialize the class variables, and if I run the code, guys, the main method, actually this is not going to work because here I have to name this as right click, rename this, refactor this, refactor, where is the refactor? Refactor, rename the Java file to demo, because the one that has a main method should be rename, finish, and here write public here, and remove the public from here. If you are creating multiple classes in the same Java file, right, this should be the case. What is the problem here? Demo is correct only, right? Hover the mouse on this. It's already defined. It is okay. Here it is there. Here car, just mention that as car. Okay. Now here I have to say car. Okay. So like this you have to write, guys. Create the car class. Okay. Create the car class as a template, and here I created the demo class containing the main method. It should be public, guys. The name of the file should match with the name of the class having the public access modifier. If you have multiple classes in the same Java file, that's okay. But this class we are using as a template for creating the objects and all. Now I can run the code, guys. Right click, run as Java application. This main method will run. Always save. Okay. You will see that car having the company Honda and model Amaze has started. Car having the company Honda and model Amaze has stopped. Like that, only one object I created, guys. I can create multiple objects. That is car SVDI, that is fifth VDI, is equal to new car. Another car I am taking as an example. SVDI dot company is equal to fifth company. Company. Maruti is the name of the company, guys. Okay. You can also say that MSVDI, this object reference. MSVDI dot model of the car is equal to Swift VDI, fifth VDI. And then write down MSVDI dot start car, MSVDI dot stop car. Okay. Another object I created here, I initialize the class variables for this particular second object also by using this object reference. Okay. By using this object reference. Now, if I want to create more objects, I can create, guys. One more object I'll create. Okay. Car. Okay. BMW X1 is equal to new car. One more object. Last one, guys. New car I'm creating. And here I'll write down BMW X1 dot company is BMW is a company. Okay. BMW is a company. BMW is a company. Then BMW X1 dot model is equal to X1 is a model. X1 is a model. Okay. Then BMW X1 dot start car, BMW X1 dot stop car. Okay, like this I'll write. Okay, so three objects I created, guys. For each and every object, I have used this kind of object reference to initialize the class variables for each and every object. Run this code and you will see that see, car having the company Honda and model Amaze has started. Car having the company Honda and model Amaze has stopped. Car having the company Maruti and model Swift VDI has started. Car having the company Maruti and model Swift VDI has stopped. Car having the company BMW and model X1 has started. Car having the company BMW and model X1 has stopped. Like this, you'll get the output. Okay, that's good. But the way of initializing the class variables for each and every object that I'm creating here is not a good way. Tomorrow, if there are 10 variables here, this 10 lines I have to write for each and every object. That's not a good process. Rather, I would like to reduce that multiple lines for each and every object for initializing the class variables for the objects into a single line. For that, one technique is that instead of using this object reference for initializing the class variables, here I'll create a method here, guys. Public void initialize, okay? Initialize variables method, okay? Or you can name it short, guys. Init method like that. You can give some name, guys. Okay, it's a method, guys. It's nothing but a method which is having the different name from the class name, so it's a method. Okay, here I'm going to write string company string model. Okay, like the same string company string model I'm writing. Now to this particular company I have to assign this company. Okay, so this dot company, if I say this dot company, that will become this company, guys, is equal to company. This normal company is a parameter. Normal company is a, if you double click here, parameter is getting highlighted. If you double click on this dot company, the class variable company is, okay. This dot company will decide the class variable and normal company is a parameter. Okay, this dot model is equal to model I'll write. Okay, so this particular method is initializing the, okay, initializing the class variables for each and every object. If you call this particular method, right, you don't have to write this many 2 lines of code here. You simply write on hamz dot. I'll just go back. Here, instead of writing these 2 lines, right, what I will do is I'll simply call the method, guys, which will initialize it for us. hamz dot init method or something, whatever the name you gave here, and here pass the first value you pass into the here. No matter how many variables to be initialized, right, in a single statement, the task will be done. Copy this one. That's it. Now you don't need these 2 lines. Already initializing is done. Here also you can reduce these 2 lines or whatever the number of lines you do single line by calling this msvdi for this particular object. I'm initializing the class variables for the object. Init method. Here I have to pass Maruti. Okay. Swift VDI. Like this I'll write. Now these 2 variables are no more required. Done. Then for this also you can reduce this multiple lines using the object reference for each and every variable of the class. We have to write a separate line. Instead of writing separate lines for each and every variable of the class for every object, okay, what I will do is I'll simply call the method which will initialize for us BMW x1 dot init method, and here I'll pass BMW, and here I'll pass x1. Here I'll pass x1. Like this I'll cover. Remove this. That's it. Put a semicolon here. That's it, guys. Now run this code, right click, run as Java application. Still the initialization will happen. You will get the same output, guys. Honda Maze started, stopped. Maruti Swift started, Maruti Swift stopped. BMW X1 started, BMW X1 stopped. Okay, it's working still fine. But even I say that this is also not the finalized way. Okay, even though it's simplifying the process of initializing the class variables for each and every object, this particular method, but I will say that still you need one more line. Okay, still you need one more line to be written here in the code to initialize the class variables for each and every object. You have to write this, at least one line you have to write. Oh, I don't want this particular line also. From multiple lines, I made it one line, but from one line, I want to make it 0 lines. How that is possible? Here, if you clearly see, guys, when you create an object for the car class, right, you're already calling a constructor. What if I convert this particular method into a constructor? Constructor will not have the return type, guys. I have to remove void here. And the name of the constructor should be same as the name of the class. So just copy paste the name of the class here. Now this becomes a constructor, guys. In no time, a method has been converted into a constructor. Now I don't have to call the method anymore, guys. These arguments will pass while I'm creating the object itself. So this line is no more required. When you are creating an object, right, the constructor calling statement will automatically be there and it will pass the values. So we don't need any single line to be written in the Java code to initialize the class variables for each and every object. Simply copy paste these arguments, okay, into this constructor, okay, for each and every object. The initialization will be simplified. This is what I call it as simplify the initialization of the class variables for each and every object. You see how many lines of code already got reduced. You see, instead of writing multiple lines, you made it one line with methods. But now even one line got reduced by converting that into a constructor here inside the class. Okay, so run this code and still you'll get the same output, guys. Still you'll get the same output. Honda Maze has started, Honda Maze has stopped, Maruti Swift VDI has started, Maruti Swift VDI has stopped, BMW X1 has started, BMW X1 has stopped. Like that, you'll get all the things. Okay, fine, great. So this is the thing, guys. This is the thing. So if you want to have the sample of this code, right? If you want to practice this code in your machine, you can take a screenshot, guys. Okay, you can take the screenshot of this code and practice in your machine. to understand the purpose of the constructor. It simplifies the process of initializing the class variables for each and every object. No matter how many objects you create, the process of initializing the class variables for that particular object is done by the constructor here. Okay, there cannot be any more better approach for initializing the class variables for each and every object. That's actually the purpose of the constructors, guys. The main purpose of the constructors or using constructors in Java is to simplify the process of initializing the class variables for each and every object, okay, of the class. So other things also may be there. Automatically, the constructors will be called when you create an object. Those are the additional stuff, but the major advantage of using constructor is to simplify the class variables for each and every object, okay, in an easiest and best way that is not possible with any other stuff, okay. That kind of simplification is not possible with any other ways in Java. So hope guys you have taken the screenshot. So with practical demonstration and theoretical explanation, I've answered this question for you. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.